Welcome, everyone. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi, Mia. So good to see you.
So nice to be
Finally,
here.
after that
Yeah.
technical difficulties there.
So, everyone that thought we were going to be live, we were actually, well, we had some challenges and we recorded instead, and here you have it. So, I'm actually really, really happy again, Elizabeth, to do some work with you. I believe that there's many that don't know so much about you, and I think your like awakening story is so interesting. What made you start on this path that you are on now?
Yeah, spiritual kick in the astral. Yeah, I was Buddhist for years and a meditator, meditated for decades. And I had an interesting experience at the Monroe Institute. I was learning to astral travel and connected with a past life husband on the astral plane. And that led me to want to understand reincarnation. Well, how do you do that? I studied hypnosis. I took past life regression and started facilitating. And while I was studying past life regression, I was deep in trance, facilitated by a student, and Christ appeared. And he was larger than life and more real than you and me. And he took over my life. Life changed. And eventually, angels appeared and they healed me. They said, "You can only heal others to the level at which you yourself are healed. We're going to heal you so you can heal all." And so, for the next 6 months, there there were so many energy transmissions. I was in and out of past lives and future lives, all kinds of different healing modalities. I was channeling yoga, and eventually I was a deep trance channel. And I've been doing it full time for 9 years.
Yeah, incredible. I mean, it sounds like a regular awakening, but a fast track one in one way. Like, boom. In a way, you were prepared through your meditation and all of that for years, but then it was like
And
full
it was
on.
like full. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't see it coming. I was Buddhist and I had walked away from religion, and I was horrified when Christ appeared. And it was very real, very visceral. And over time, the channeling has changed. It started out just hearing words, hearing the angel speak, or hearing Christ, or even God speak. And I would listen and then I repeat what I heard. And it was a long process. And then they somehow rewired me, recalibrated me. And now the angels step in and they are focused on healing. So they move me, they speak through me when I'm in trance. And it's been interesting.
And last time we had a session was really strong. People were like, "Oh my God, we've been asked once a year for I think 4 years to come together and do this group work, and we are channeling differently, but it goes very well together. So energies are coming through both of us, but very differently. And I kind of like prepare the light bodies a little bit, and then you come in and go full on." And I'm so happy because like the first time we decided to do the work, it was, I remember I called you because my guides were like, the ascension needs the word God. Like there's so many on the ascension path that doesn't feel safe to say the word God because it's so connected to religion. And so much has happened since then, since 4 years. But I remember I mean, we cannot say that this is for everyone, but many were connecting to angels and ascended masters and really didn't dare to say the word God. They said universe instead. And there's a big difference in between God and universe. And I remember that was our first work together. And now I got the information that there's still some healing that needs to occur, in the connection towards God, but also when we are in a group field together, there's this incredible opportunity to have a strong spiritual experience actually and reconnect with God. And of course, I mean, for some, maybe you have a daily and or an every moment connection with God, but why it's so important right now is that the connection to God is everything. When we have a strong, solid connection to God, we are impenetrable and unstoppable on our mission. But as soon as that connection is weak, negative portal opens and we become easily targeted.
Yeah, the angels taught me that everybody points to God, and it's like a spotlight shining in all moments. And some people see it, some people sense it, some people feel it, or they, over time, through meditation, they become aware of it. And so they taught me to channel by going up to God, going up to the light. And as hard as I am trying to get up there, they're working to pull me up. And it's the same in the group when we're all together in the group and they're guided to move up toward the light. The angels are reaching down and pulling the light bodies up, pulling everybody up. And some of us can feel it's like our scalp is being pulled up. You can feel the energy. And it's so much more powerful in a group. The energies are compounded. It's something that I remember Edgar Casey talked about as well. The archangels instructed his meditators to go straight up to God. So it was interesting that the angels were giving me the exact same instructions.
Yeah. And are you seeing that some difference in the work right now? I mean, you Elizabeth is doing all day in and out every week. You find her sitting, channeling, clearing, healing, just like trance channeling all day long. If you need a session, you know that there will be probably one spot the coming 2 weeks. It's like that's such a service, Elizabeth. I mean, I can do a couple of sessions per month in between my group sessions, but you are there. You can count on Elizabeth week in, month after month, year after year. She's there. She's doing the work. It's like incredible. Yeah, but can you see the difference, or what are the differences you're seeing in the sessions now comparing to maybe 3, 4 years ago?
Yeah, that's such a good point, Mia, and thank you for your kind words. Yes, I'm always channeling, always be channeling. So now, and I know you feel this, the energies are so much more powerful, so much more visceral, and it's um, just in the last week, as I was channeling for clients, the angels quite often were working through them once they become more open to heal people that they're connected to, and then they were working to heal the world. And something that came through, which was different than what I'd heard. I mean, I've been hearing a lot of the same words over time. It's very repetitive because there's layers and layers and layers of past life trauma to clear. But the angels said, "We are bringing heaven to earth." That was a new thing. I had never heard that
Mm.
before.
Oh, I've heard
And
that too. Mm.
okay, so that
Mm.
was interesting. And I knew that there's a huge shift. This is the ascension, and we have been preparing for the ascension, and we are in it now.
Yeah.
This is the shift. I don't know how long it's going to continue or what it's going to look like at the end of the ascension, or does it ever end? I don't know, but we're being lifted up to a higher level, and we're disconnecting from the physical world. As in, I mean, we're in the physical world, uh, but we're not of the physical world. And
Mm.
that is becoming more prominent now. Our connection to spirit, to the higher realms, to higher consciousness, that is coming through more and more now.
Definitely. I
Emotions are
agree.
very,
Yeah, I
Sorry.
agree, I agree. I agree. It's like the sense of the multidimensionality we are is so much stronger now. It's like I do feel, even I remember when I went to your sessions like 6 years ago, the questions I had then in comparison to now is like, oh, that was not important at all. Like, why would I want to? It was like personality questions, and now it's like, like higher self, spirit, connected, if there's any questions at all in that way. But it's like really, as you say, that we know now who we are, and we know enough of who we are in one way. We just need to retrieve more of our essence, our godly virtues, and just like strengthen our connection with God again in this lifetime. And it's a very beautiful time. It's actually more fun to work, because you've been in this field for a long time too. So I'm finding it much more fun to work now with in this area, right?
It's getting a lot more interesting now.
Mm,
Um, and a lot of the time when I'm channeling, the angels, God, Christ, will start teaching, will lecture, and provide rules or methodologies to heal the soul. And that is their focus. It is healing of the soul. We're all
mm,
working so hard. We're trying to make money and we're trying to enjoy our lives and make the most of our lives. But at a spiritual level, it's just about loving yourself and loving everyone else and clearing the clutter, the emotional baggage. Again and again and again, it comes down to letting go of negative emotion and letting go of hurts, wounds, and traumas in order to lighten up and
mm,
become your true self, your whole self, this higher, lighter being. And so the emotions are weighing us down. And again, the angels are clearing the emotions, clearing all of the pain, all of the tragedies in our lives, in order for us to transcend the physical world of suffering and ascend to higher and higher levels. And they're right there, it's all available. And so
mm,
it's beautiful to collaborate and work with everyone who attends so that the energies do compound. It lifts us all up to a much higher level than we can uh, get to on our own. I can get very high up, but in a group, Mia, when you're channeling and I'm channeling, and everyone that you've worked with and the ones that I've worked with are all in there. It
yeah.
is huge. The energy is massive, and
Yeah.
it can be life changing for some.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, since we're all co-creating, we're just hosting, we're the stewards of the field, but everyone is fully co-creating. That's also unity consciousness. That's also something that I've shifted, that I noticed yesterday we were 650 people. It was insane how strong, when we are so many coming together with such strong commitment, because that's also the thing, right? Like all these lifetimes of being, our nervous system recognize when it's safe to relax. So when you are with your soul sisters and soul brothers beyond eons of lifetimes, even if you're not, in the same country, you are really in the same space. The nervous system starts to relax, so you feel safe. And there's not so many places where we still feel safe to be all that we are, right? And with that strong intention, because an intention is everything, right? So the intention to really be vulnerable, be authentic, to be truthful, then it's like phew, so much is being cleared and released and remembered, also remembered.
And I find it interesting how many of my clients have told me to tell clients to re listen to the recording
Mm,
because they continue to get the energies. They continue to get to those same levels. And it's full of energy transmissions, of codes. They're realigning the chakras. There's thousands of angels working through us as we are
yeah.
channeling. There are divine specialists working through us. And when you just tune in to the replay and relax and let go and let God, then
Yes,
it
definitely.
happens.
Definitely. The Christ consciousness we did, so many are using it very, very often. And this was also like this like healing recording that we will have the God source healing. The source healing will be really a recording to redo because we do so much work and we clear and we're finding out and we sometimes we just want that healing. We just need to receive that healing. And that's exactly what my guides told me also. Like, okay, the people needs this just like to relax, to have a recording to go back to. Not that we cannot say for 100% that it will only be relaxation, right? Because not when you start, Elizabeth. It's like, oh, it starts. Elizabeth is incredible. The only person I go to for sessions is Elizabeth if I need help with my clearing. Otherwise, I see myself as a clearing master. But if I need help, I go to Elizabeth. Oh, are you there? Now you get
We
frozen.
froze there.
I just said
Okay.
that you're the only person I go to for sessions. If I need a clearing, it's only Elizabeth that I go to. I might see myself as a master clearer, but sometimes you just need help, and it's interesting because, yeah, it's very because we work very differently. When I have my private session, I get very like extremely like detailed information, but I don't know. I mean, it's very different also session from session, but I do feel that you are really so incredible in clearing like all these emotions that you don't even know that you had. And then it's like feeling like a new person. And as you say, we're carrying so much and we're not able to access certain layers until we are ready. They're so painful, they're so traumatic. So if we would access them in the beginning of our ascension or awakening, our light body, our nadial structure would burn out. So that's why it is as it is. It comes when we are ready for it. And I remember the first time I went to a session to you, we had this recollection of a past lifetime together, and then it has been coming, and it's so funny because you always forget it, and then I'm like, but don't you remember that I hold your hand? And you're like, oh yes, 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 yes. And that's how it is when you're in the session because you let go of your mind, you don't remember. The client remembers. But we worked before in many lifetimes together, so it's also beautiful to serve here together.
It's so wonderful, Mia. It's
Mm.
just a joy to work with you. You're so lovely and uplifting. It's so much fun. And yeah, here we are again, another lifetime.
Another
Same work.
lifetime, same work, little different only.
Yeah,
Mm,
the
yeah,
work is never done.
no, exactly. And I do feel really what we work so differently, but we're also working straight up to God. And that's also something we have in common. Like I like straight up to God and that's it. That's where you get, and it's the highest vibration, intelligence, and that's also why I feel when we come together, there's this. I mean, I know so many that still have, abandonment, feeling abandonment and rejection and betrayal from God. And if we have felt abandoned by God, we have definitely felt abandoned by many other people. And if we felt betrayal by many other people, then we have the betrayal wound still towards God. Because when we have found God, like really found, there's no one that can reject us or abandon us or betray us, because then we always have God. And it's a journey because I can say like this, but then I go out and someone is mean to me and I feel rejected, right? But then I can come back to alignment and reconnect with God, and that's the difference. And that's why I do believe that many of us are here for the return of Christ consciousness and the connection back to God beyond religion. And I do believe that's the biggest and most precious gift of life and this incarnation, and that also can change all the darkness and everything that is going on.
I agree, Mia. That is the path. And this is the work. This is
Yeah.
the real work. It's healing the soul and letting go of all of the hurts, wounds, and traumas, forgiving and letting
Mm.
go, and allowing the light to shine within each person, allowing ourselves to be magnificent beings that we are. And this is how we get to that, by polishing the corrosion off of our connection to the
Mm.
light of God, by reconnecting again and again and again, and trusting that
Mm.
God is there. We are ever present. God doesn't judge. I think a lot of people think that God is this judge and who's
Mm.
shaking his finger at us, but God is just love, and the angels are love. Christ is love. The ascended masters are love,
Mm.
and all forgiving. We are the ones who judge ourselves harshly. We are the
Yeah.
ones who are creating our reality in every moment with every emotion. So I think as we start to let go and just be light and move up to the light and relax and allow spirit, God, to connect with us, our vibration changes, our frequency changes, and we are higher vibrational beings, and we attract a higher vibration reality. We start to resonate at a higher frequency, and then everything is better. Everything just gets better. We let go of anger, and we let go of frustration and impatience and intolerance, and we just start vibrating at a higher frequency, and we see the world through clearer eyes. It is an awakening.
Mm.
It's a realization that we are amazing beings of light. We're all sparks of God. And so this is a way to fan the flames, the divine
Mm.
light that is within us. Yeah.
Definitely. And the shift is really when we let go of the stories, when we stop putting all this time and effort on the stories and the details, and also trying to control the outcome. It becomes so much easier, but it's not easy to let go, but it's so worth it. And when we do understand that this human life can be so much more easy in the presence and in the path of God's source, that's when yeah, the fun can begin. I totally agree with the whole thing that you say. When the consciousness rises, the entire energetic field shifts and everything shifts around us. But I do also feel that when a harsh energy comes in or a deep layer comes through, it's really intense nowadays because it's like we are, let's say, I don't know, 75, 80% or 90% of the time, like in such a beautiful, peaceful state. So then it's like, whoa. But when it happens, we also trust. We almost like invite it because we know it's an initiation for next level of consciousness. So we don't feel anymore, I don't believe we do, like, oh no, why is this happening to me? Now, by now we know it's for us. And that's also all these shifts that has been taken years to really anchor in, but I feel it's here for many of us, and it makes the journey easier.
Yeah, I'm reminded of the angels telling me again and again, when bad stuff happens, they say, Elizabeth, that's an opportunity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Everything's an opportunity. So you start to look at everything
Mm,
as an opportunity. What can I learn from this? What
yeah.
did I learn from this? Or what can I teach? Everything is an opportunity. Everything's available in the physical world. Every darkness, light, and everything in between. And once we accept that we're in this soup of craziness and
Mm,
crazy emotions and crazy activities and a lot of volatile people and experiences, this is an opportunity to move up from that physical chaos, up into a higher energy level, into the light
Mm.
of God, into peace, into tranquility, into unconditional, non-judgmental, eternal love for all,
Mm.
no matter what, and just let go of the physical body for a moment and get up there. You can totally disconnect from the world and from the story.
Mm.
This is the opportunity to move up and just let the energies flow through you, wash over you, and lift you.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity to be more of who you are.
Yeah, exactly. Return back to source, to the right energy, your correct energy. And it's like praying. It's like we have this, we have it accessible all the time. And the more we remember that, the easier life gets and more amazing it gets also, because then we can be bathing in the light of God, which is incredible. But when we forget and try to arrange life from our ego, well, we learn that it's better to go up. So this session will probably be a very nice, energetic experience. Um, what they explained, the guys, when they presented this was really, an opportunity to strengthen your godly experience, which can be beautifully and more easily accessible and created in a huge group field. Yeah.
Once you achieve that internal focused awareness of the light within and are connecting to the light above and all around, it's it creates opportunity in so many ways, growth in
Mhm.
so many ways. It's an opportunity for everybody to connect to the best of who they are.
Mm, definitely. I'm getting so excited when we talk about this, Elizabeth. I'm like, yes, we did the poverty consciousness yesterday, and that was it was healing also, but it was a lot of clearing. So I so much look forward to some God source healing. And May is interesting month also. I do believe that April was really intense for most of us. It was a lot of completions, things that needed to be completed, and a lot of revelations, at least for me and many of those around me. So May is like a moving month, which also really suits this work. Time to move forward.
It's a good time, springtime. This is the perfect
Yeah,
time to do this
that
work.
too. That too.
Very exciting, Mia.
Thank you, Elizabeth, and thank you everyone that listened to this. And we will put the link also if you want to join our work. You can always be there live with us or replay. You always get the replay when you have your spot booked. And there will be some light codes to the work. And yeah. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, everyone. Much love.
Thank you,
See you.
Mia. Thank you all.
Bye
Lots of
bye.
love.
Bye.